America's push for democracy in the Arab states could see events spiral out of Washington's control. Groups with radical Islamic links are lining up to fill the power vacuums which are emerging. And as Paulus Lear reports, the ramifications for America's closest Middle East ally could be huge.
These gunmen mean business, and they're upping the stakes just that little bit higher.
All these years, the Egyptian regime, like the Zionist enemy, tried to stop us fighters in Gaza. But we always got the weapons we needed to fight the Zionist enemy.
And now they're getting more than they could ever hope for. With former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak's men gone, the borders couldn't be easier to get through.
Today, the Bedouins in Sinai Desert, who were those who smuggled the arms to Gaza, have much more freedom to do whatever they like.
And they're doing it, smuggling weapons into Gaza. The result? 2 attacks in 3 months on a natural gas pipeline that supplies a quarter of Israel's electricity. Which is why, as the US claims it's bringing a new tomorrow to Egypt, most Israelis would rather remember yesteryear. The eagerness of the United States to topple the former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak and bring about regime change has ironically most harmed its closest ally in the region, Israel. The US says it wants to establish democracy in the region. But instead of democracy, there's a very real possibility that radical Islamists could come to power. The US strongly supported the opposition in Libya, despite al-Qaeda connections among its ranks. Now it's apparently galvanizing support against Syrian President Bashar Assad, with the WikiLeaks website claiming that Washington has been funding some anti-government factions.
Everybody's afraid that if he goes away, the Muslim Brotherhood can take Syria. So instead of an infidel regime in Syria, we're going to have an Islamist regime.
Swapping one dictator for what could be worse. If and when radicals come to power, they're likely to direct their arms at Israel.
People will be very conscious of the fact that Syria is not Libya, and the fact that if you do decide to intervene in Syria, you will have knock-on effects across the region, in Iraq, in Lebanon, to Israel-Palestine.
Whatever new threats Israel might face from an even more hostile Arab world emerging from the present instability, some experts believe the security of the Jewish state is not under any grave threat.
Israel has never been an unsafe place. One of the greatest lies, the mother and father of all lies as it relates to the Israeli-Palestine conflict, is that Israel has been in danger of annihilation. I detail in the 3 volumes of my book, it is a complete lie. Israel's existence has never, ever been in danger from any combination of Arab military force, and that is unlikely to change in any foreseeable future.
But the fighters on the ground aren't giving up hope, and their ominous warning is that there's worse to come.
The time of defeat and retreat is over. Now it's time for the Israeli people and the Israeli enemy to pay.
Israel is keeping quiet amid the current chaos in the Middle East and North Africa. But behind closed doors, there'll be plenty of disquiet here about how much America's desire to make new friends in the Arab world is fueling serious instability. Paulus Lear, RT, Tel Aviv.